Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We ready. Let's go to the house. Let's go to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, y'all like we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up the chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. It's too much crying from him. He's a man. They can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. I'm proud when you step on the field, man. That's who I am. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We ready. Let's go to the house. Let's go to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
Nope, the game is just getting started right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It is our Media Monday, but it is also the Memorial Day edition, and it is the 100th year since the Tulsa Massacre, and of course, Tulsa, Oklahoma, when Black Wall Street was destroyed for no other reason than a lie and racism. So we're commemorating all of that here today on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. I know it is a holiday for some. Others like me are working. But hey, whatever it is, let's do it together. Let's do it together. If you are barbecuing, think about your boy, your guy, especially if you barbecuing some fish, something pescatarian. Think about your brother. If you are commemorating Memorial Day by laying some wreaths or putting some flowers out on the grave sites of those who gave their life in service. I put up a picture of the different days commemorating our armed forces, and I think folks, again, not trying to be a smart tale or anything like that, just trying to help people out. Memorial Day is the day that we remember those who died while serving, our country in any war or excursion or something on behalf of their military service. So when you tell a living Army person, Navy, Marine, National Guard, Happy Memorial Day, don't be surprised if you get a funny look. Memorial Day is the day that we remember those who died while serving. And it's the last Monday of each May. It's the final Monday of the month of May. Armed Forces Day is the third Saturday in the month of May. And that's the day that you commemorate and honor anybody serving currently. Anybody serving currently is on Armed Forces Day. So that's where you tell a living person serving actively, Happy Armed Forces Day. Thank you for your service. Now, Veterans Day is the 11th day of each November. That's the 11th day of each November. And that's where you honor those who have served, alive, have served. So your uncle, cousin, if they're out, Veterans Day is for them. Veterans Day is for them. Happy Veterans Day. Thank you for your service. Armed Forces Day for those who are currently serving. Veterans Day for those who did serve. Memorial Day for those who gave their lives in service, military service for our country. Just a little education. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't have it all together myself. Like I was a couple of years old ago when I realized the difference. I was running around telling people, "Oh, happy Memorial Day, brother! Thank you for your service." And they were looking at me like, "You don't know what that even means, do you? You don't even know what it means." I got to take a break. I know what that means. We'll be right back right after this on the lunch break, Memorial Day edition on the legendary KYOK.
Hello, this is Claude Cummings Jr., Vice President of Communication Workers of America District 6. Trey and I are inviting you to listen in to our new political talk show, Power to the People Political Hour.
Hello, this is Trey Daniels from the Daniels Group. Yes, Claude, the show will be hard-hitting and informative, talking about national and local political issues of the day, week, and month. Interviews will be with pastors, community leaders, elected officials, and political operatives. You know, Claude, a part of our responsibility is informing the citizenry and give them power to the people.
That's right, Trey. We're asking that you listen in on 1140 AM, 92.3, or streaming on KYOKradio.org, Thursdays at 10 a.m. Give the people what they want.
The legendary KYOK, 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
All right, had a little technical difficulty. Let me stop that and run it back, see if I can't get that to work. All right, stay there. Let's try this again and go.
Hey, Mr. One More Again, and you're listening to The Lunch Break with AJ on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3.
Big shout out to Dre Tate, his wife Rebecca, Bishop Becca. Had to give them some love today. Both of them some. Well, no, I don't know if she can sing, but that's a singing brother right there. All right, it's the lunch break. It's Memorial Day. A lot of sports this weekend. But kind of want to get to the history of Memorial Day real quick. Just do a little education, history of Memorial Day real quick. I found this interesting. Memorial Day was started by former African American soldiers back on May 1st, 1865 in Charleston, South Carolina. To honor 257 dead Union soldiers who had been buried in a mass grave in a Confederate prison camp. They dug up the bodies and worked for 2 weeks to give them a proper burial as gratitude for fighting for their freedom. They then held a parade of 10,000 people led by 2,800 Black children where they marched, sang, and celebrated. That was on May 1st, or actually 2 weeks after May 1st in 1865. But May 1st, 1865 was when former slaves, African-American soldiers, dug up a mass grave with 257 Union soldiers who had been buried in that mass grave. And it took them 2 weeks to properly bury those soldiers as gratitude for them fighting for their freedom. Now, that's interesting to note because I want to share this as well. The History Channel did a special on Memorial Day. And you can look it up on history.com. It says it's unclear where exactly the Memorial Day tradition originated. Numerous different communities may have independently initiated the memorial gathering, and some records show that one of the earliest Memorial Day commemorations was organized by a group of formerly enslaved people in Charleston, South Carolina, less than 1 month after the Confederacy surrendered in 1865. Nevertheless, in 1966, the federal government declared Waterloo, New York, as the official birthplace of Memorial Day. Go figure. I wonder why. That's why it's important to know your history. That's why it's important to know and seek out information about history where it might not be readily available or taught in an organized, I'm talking about schools, in an organized fashion, because there are some people that want to alter some things in history to make it fit a narrative. So former slaves in Charleston, South Carolina celebrated Memorial Day May 1st, 1865, but in 1966, the federal government declared Waterloo, New York, as the official birthplace of Memorial Day. So, just sharing. That's all I'm doing. All right. Let me also share, and I'll be getting to the Tulsa massacre today as well. It is the 100th year anniversary. That word feels inappropriate for that event, when what was known, or what has become known as Black Wall Street, was literally burned to the ground, and people were burned and forced out of their homes over alleged misconduct by a young Black man. So we'll talk about that. All right, sports-wise, Dallas Mavericks dropped 2 games over the weekend to the LA Clippers, 118-108 Friday and 106-81 yesterday or last night. Luka is dealing with an injury, a cervical strain, and he suffered it in game 3, and it definitely affected him in that game and in all of game number 4. So Dallas came out of LA with a 2-0 lead. All they needed to do was win 1 at home, and they would have put the Clippers in a very difficult spot. The Clippers have now regained home court advantage by winning those 2 in Dallas. Game 5 is going to be in LA Wednesday at 9 Central. And if the Clippers win that one, then they can still win the series on their home court, because game 6 will be back in Dallas. Game 7 will be back in LA. So say what you want to say about the Clippers. Say what you want to say about Paul George and Kyrie Irving and what have you. Not Kyrie Irving, Kawhi Leonard. All they've done is put it back the way it was, which isn't easy. Winning in Dallas isn't easy. I am Valencia King on the show Friday while I was on the road. And the interesting thing was, she said Dallas doesn't play well at home. Dallas is not one of those teams. The Mavericks are not one of those teams that plays well at home. So that puts the onus, the pressure on the Clippers to defend their home court. Because if they lose to Dallas on Wednesday, then home court advantage is back in the hands of the Mavericks. So watch what I'm saying. If the Mavericks win on Wednesday, it's 3-2 Dallas over LA. LA then goes down to Dallas in game 6, where the Mavericks don't play well at home, and lose that, and the Clippers go down in game 6 in Dallas and wins that game, the Mavericks could win the series in LA if LA doesn't defend their home court tomorrow. I mean, Wednesday. If LA didn't defend their home court Wednesday, it puts Dallas in a position to steal the series, earn the series, win the series on LA's home court in a important winner-take-all Game 7. I love playoff basketball, man. I love playoff basketball. So much so I got to take a break. When I come back, I'm going to talk about the Phoenix Suns and the LA Lakers. Oh, what a difference a game makes. We'll be right back right after this on the lunch break.
Tune in to Table Talk with your boy, TD Blackshear, every Tuesday from 10 to 11 a.m. on the legendary KYOK 1140 a.m. and 92.3 FM. See you there.
In need of tires? Check out OMG Tire Services and more. New and used tires, all the name brands you desire, located at 3126 Tidwell between 59 North and Jensen. Give them a call at 832-767-3211. Top-notch service from beginning to end. When you're done, get your car hand-washed inside and out at OMG Tire Services and more. Located at 3126 Tidwell between 59 North and Jensen. Call 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. Conveniently located on the north side.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Two radio stations in one.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. You've got to remember to do your testing, and you always need to be sticking your fingers. The new way to live your life with diabetes is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body, and it continuously monitors your glucose levels, helping you spend more time in range and freeing you from painful finger pricks. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call U.S. Medical Supply today for a free benefits check. We offer free shipping, 90-day supplies, and we bill Medicare or your insurance directly. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. That's 800-633-1378.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me Show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me Show, right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 AM, and the all-new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
Hey guys, this is Irma J from Internal Revamp, and you're listening to AJ on The Lunch Break.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK, all new 92.3 FM. It's my goddaughter's birthday, too. Chrissy Lucienne, celebrating her birthday today. Baby girl, Poppy loves you. Happy birthday, Chrissy. Celebrating her birthday today. Lot of birthdays from my friend and family base. Let me get to a couple of these birthdays real quick because got to give them some love. You know, birthdays. Yvette Morris, celebrating her birthday today. Yvette, long-term friend of mine. And again, she's celebrating her birthday. Got a shout out to her. Duchess Jackie Lyric Emerson, happy birthday to you. Cicely Reed, attorney Cicely Reed, one of the baddest sisters out there, celebrating her birthday. Andre Beatty, 43 today. Happy birthday, Andre. Jackie Bostic McElroy. Happy birthday to you. Ed Dixon, what's up, brother? And one of the most amazing queens out there that deals with mental health and mental health issues as an advocate, Ebony Phoenix, celebrating her birthday today. If you're not following Ebony, you need to. Sheila Sweeney celebrating a birthday. Kenneth Campbell and Krista White Jones. Fam, what's up? Happy birthday. You got a birthday. That's the other thing we're going to start doing. Starting in June, we're going to start recognizing and celebrating birthdays. So if you've got a family member, child, niece, nephew, brother, auntie, parent, big mama, a neighbor that you like, you want to celebrate their birthday, you got to get those to me. You got to get those to me. And then, of course, depending upon who it is, I'll get my guy to come in and do his thing. And y'all know I know people, right? Y'all know I know people. So to all those, including my god baby celebrating her birthday, I got to get a little of this on right here. Come on with it.
Oh, go shawty, it's your birthday. Ooh, it's your birthday.
Go shawty,
it's your birthday. Today's your day. Happy birthday to you,
Chrissy. That was for you, baby. Got my guy Usher to come through and do you a birthday celebration. I know your granny is she gonna have to play this one back for you so you can hear it. She gonna have to play this back from you so you can hear it. I want to shout out to SD checking us out. Much love to her. And everybody else that's checking us out on the legendary KYOK, all new 92.3 FM and streaming live on KYOKradio.org. And don't forget on social media, if you're checking me out on my personal Facebook page, today is the last day. Today is the last day. This is the last day. You'll be able to check it out on my personal Facebook page. You're going to have to go over to the Lunch Break Sports Talk Show page, like that, follow that, and that way you can get the show live. Or the KYOK radio page, like that, follow that, and you'll be able to get the show live there. Or you can do it on YouTube, Lunch Break with AJ. The Lunch Break with AJ. Subscribe to the YouTube page, and you'll be able to get us live there as well. Again, today is the last day for the live stream on my personal Facebook page. So there you go. There we go. All right, let me get back to the sports real quick, and then we'll be talking about Memorial Day. We'll be talking about the 100th year since the Tulsa massacre. We'll be talking about, of course, the other stuff going on in the news and in the world of sports. All right. Chris Paul and the Phoenix Suns were in a tough spot. LeBron James and them were up 2-1 in LA. Again, Phoenix, better team record-wise, had home court advantage, and they were down 2-1. Chris Paul dealing with shoulder injury. Coach was about to pull him out. Monty Williams was about to pull him out and start somebody else. And Chris Paul said, yo, coach, let me start. If I'm not playing well, pull me out. But let me start. Give me a shot. And if I'm looking like trash, then trash me. But let me get in there first. It paid off. CP3, 18 points, 9 assists, and most importantly, a 100-92 win over the Lakers in LA. And I know the LeBron haters are going to be all over LeBron James for that one because he couldn't lead his team to the victory. In fact, final stats for LeBron, 25 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, and he was 1 for 7 from 3. But the real issue was Anthony Davis was hampered by multiple injuries. Anthony Davis finished with 6 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 0 for 3 from 3, but most importantly, he only played 19 minutes. Couldn't do it. Was hurting. And quite honestly, nobody else was able to step up. Out of the starters, nobody else was in double figures. Davis 6, Drummond 5, Matthews 6, Schroeder had 8. Everybody had a tough shooting day. Off the bench, Kuzma, 11 points, but again, 1 for 5 from 3, 12 from Gasol. He was really the only one that had a high shooting percentage from 3 or from the field. And Caruso had 10. That's a recipe for disaster. Chris Paul was backed up by 17 from Jay Crowder, 17 from Devin Booker, 14 from Ayton. Ayton had 14 points, 17 rebounds. And off the bench, Payne, who was a very, very good baller, had 13 off the bench. So again, Lakers only had one player in their starting lineup with double figures. For Phoenix, everybody in the starting lineup had double figures. Everybody. Blessings to you, L-Dub. What's going on? Hope you and the family are blessed. Appreciate you coming through. So we'll see what the Lakers can do or what Phoenix can do in the next one. That one is scheduled for tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Central in Phoenix. Lakers got to either hurry up and get Anthony Davis right, or at least well enough to be able to contribute, or guys like Kuzma, Drummond, Gasol, they got to step up. They got to step up. They got to be bigs that not only defend, but they got to score. They got to be able to defend, and they've got to score. And for Phoenix, they just got to do what they did last game. You get double figures out of all of your starters and one of your bench players, you're doing all right. Everybody contributed to a very nice 100-92 win for the Suns. Anybody that thought Phoenix was just going to roll up and go away, no, sir, no, ma'am. Phoenix has been legit all season long. They might be young, but they've sprinkled in just enough veteran talent to say, yo, coach, don't take me out. Put me in, and then if I'm playing like trash, take me out. And oh, didn't that pay off? Chris Paul was the team's leading scorer. Led the team in points, led the team in assists. So don't count Phoenix out. I am on record saying I'm believing the Lakers will get through the Western Conference until somebody eliminates them. Nobody's done it yet. But Phoenix is capable. Phoenix is capable. So that was that one. All right, let me get to this one. Atlanta beat the New York Knicks 113-96, and they are up 3-1. They are up 3-1. Knick fans, all I'm saying is chill out. Chill out. Before this, the Knicks hadn't been to the playoffs since what? 2011? I get it. It's been a great year, great run. Glad to see you back in the playoffs. Not like y'all snuck in. Y'all were right in the middle of the pack as the number 4 seed. That's legit. That's a home court to open the first round. That's what's up. That's how you do it. But nobody was saying, oh my God, we got to play the Knicks. Atlanta was not tripping on, oh my God, we got to play the Knicks. What are we going to do? And being trying to be nice on this Memorial Day and the day we commemorate those who lost their lives in the Tulsa massacre 100 years ago. Don't be an obnoxious fan base. You're New York. You're New York. You are New York. You don't have to be an obnoxious fan base. Y'all are the New York Knicks. Y'all got history on your side. You got legacy on your side. And you got a bright future. But all the stuff with the spitting on the player, spitting at the player, whatever it was, and then trying to defend him, the spitter, and then all the trash talk. Trash talk is fine. Obnoxious trash talk is not. And the Knicks fans, I'm just gonna say, this has been an enlightening experience for y'all because, first of all, you're not shaking Trae Young. As much as Knicks fans think that they can get in Trae Young's head and put the little picture of the Q-tip with, I guess, it's a red lollipop, and it's got a bunch of hair stuck to the top of it, and it's a white little skinny stick that it's on, and folks post that all over the place like that's Trae Young. Well, the real Trae Young had 27 points and 9 assists in the win. Off the bench, they got another 21 from Gallinari. Collins hit 22. Got 12 from Bogdanovich. And even Clint Capella, former Houston Rocket, balling, 10 points, 15 rebounds, and 2 assists in the win. Just like I said about Phoenix, Atlanta is legit too. I said if I gotta put my money on either one of the coaches in this series, as much as I like Tom Thibodeau, Nate McMillan's just better. Nate McMillan is a better coach than Tom Thibodeau. And McMillan has made all of the right adjustments even after suffering a loss in game number 3. They're up 3-1. They got a chance to wrap this thing up. Yeah. Now, the guy that I really feel bad for, and he had a better game yesterday, was Julius Randle. 23 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists. What more can he do? He was 7 for 19 from the field. He could hit a higher percentage of shots. He was much better from the 3, shot 50%, 2 for 4. But it's that volume of 3 that Julius Randle needs to stay in the area of. Randle shoots 7, 8, 9, 10 threes. It's going to be a tough day. It's going to be a tough day. Keep him in the 5 and under range. 5 and up, not good. 5 and under, got a good shot. Julius Randle is one of those guys who is a power forward who can get a mid-range jumper up and can move some guys around in the paint. Putting him on the arc 5+ times and having him jack it up from there is just not smart basketball. And I'll tell you who else they need to get off the arc and let him be a playmaker in the lane, dish it, do other stuff. That's R.J. Barrett. I know y'all ain't gonna like it. I know y'all don't agree. R.J. Barrett has not shot well from 3. Was 2 for 6 this game, but 8 for 15 from the field. R.J. Barrett needs to be in that 5 and under. Good things will happen. 5 and up, bad things happen. 5 and under, you're good. Over 5, Don't have that volume yet. And that's your ball game right there. You got 21 points from from Barrett, 23 from Randall, 2 for 6 from 3 for Barrett, 2 for 4 for Randall. Bullock 0 for 3. Derrick Rose, man, what a great story. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for D Rose. Happy to see him back. Happy to see him balling. And I love his mentality. Somebody said, man, you're looking like D Rose from old. He's like, I'm not even the same player. My game is not even the same style of game. He's not jumping to his maximum height and then shooting from there. He's not exploding over guys like he used to. He's adjusted his game. And people need to adjust their take on D Rose. I'm just happy to see him out there balling still and doing well for himself. Topping 13 off the bench, 12 from Burks, and really nothing else from anybody else. I think the Knicks are done. I really do. I know y'all don't want to hear that, Knicks fans out there. I think the Knicks get wrapped up Wednesday, 6:30 Central in New York. I know it's going to be bumping in Madison Square Garden, the hallowed halls of Madison Square Garden. Yeah, I think they're going to get wrapped up on the road. I really do. Especially as watch this stat line. Watch this stat line. If Randall and Barrett both take more than 5 3-point shot attempts in that game, both of them now, not one or the other, both of them, they're going to lose. They're going to lose. That one stat line, to me, is going to make the difference Wednesday night, 6:30 in Madison Square Garden. Yeah, you ain't got to agree with me. Just write it down. Just write it down and say, AJ was right. Hey, Kimberly Negrette, I need you to show the beginning of the show to Chrissy. I shouted her out. I had Usher sing some birthday stuff to her. Yeah, so do me a favor. Show the front of the show to Chrissy. Tell her Poppy loves her. All right? All right, let me take a break and be right back with more right after this. I know I haven't gotten to the game that y'all all want to talk about, but I'm about to do it next, right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM.
1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legendary KYOK.
If your loved one has passed away due to COVID-19, pay close attention to this message. You could be entitled to a death benefit of over $300,000. The U.S. government has set up a fund to pay families relief if they've lost a loved one due to COVID-19. We know this is a hard time for you, and this fund has been set up by the federal government to help ease your pain. The compensation includes a death benefit and lost wages benefit. Time is limited, so we urge you to make a free phone call right now. There's no cost to you for this claim. All legal fees are only covered once you receive your money. So if you've lost a loved one due to COVID-19, call the legal helpline right now to find out if you qualify for a cash award. Here's our number, 800-876-7047, 800-876-7047, 800-876-7047. That's 800-876-7047. Paid for by the IPG Law Group.
In Jesus Christ, we are victors and not victims. We are the head and not the tail. We are above and not beneath. We depend on God alone and not the world systems. UCA is a nonprofit, faith-based organization that is committed to restoring, promoting, and protecting America's traditional values of God, family, and country in urban areas. We desire to empower, educate, shape, and mold the minds of future generations. Join our mission at www.urbconusa.org. All donations are tax deductible. This is Sean Scott, co-founder of Urban Conservatives of America. God bless.
This is Tamara Fuentes.
And Teddy Stevens with Chosen Hoops.
And we're at KYOK at the lunch break with AJ Jones, the number one and only.
Yeah.
Hey, you should be here.
Yeah, you should be here. Tamara Fuentes, Teddy Stevens. Big shout out to y'all. Long time, man. Got to get them on video on the show. Love them much. All right, let me go to the phone line on this Memorial Day 2021. Got somebody out there that knows a little something about basketball. L-Dub, what it do, baby?
Hey, it's good, man. How are you doing today?
Man, I'm just glad to have a day I can come out and just hang out. I got 0 cars in the parking lot. I didn't have to worry about where I was going to park. I had very little traffic getting in. I got my electrolyte drink, and I'm ready to just get it in, bro. Ready to get it in. How about you?
I'm good. I don't know just about basketball, but, you know, my wife and I both served in the military. My wife retired. So we know a little bit about Memorial Day and the people that have sacrificed for this country, man.
Yeah, man, I didn't know you and your wife served. My bad, brother. I know Armed Forces Day is for those who served actively. I know Veterans Day is for those who served previously. And Memorial Day is for those who gave their life in service. And I know there's a lot of families out there that we want to lift up on this Memorial Day and thank their loved ones for their, faithful service to our country.
Correct. That is correct. And I explained that to a brother that started back in 1865, man, when a lot of people just put in holes, man, from the military when they were killed. And just that knowledge alone, man, just made me appreciate this day a whole lot better.
Yeah, L-Dub, I read that to some people earlier that former slaves back in Charleston, South Carolina, dug up the bodies of Union soldiers who were just put in a mass grave in a Confederate prison. And they took them a couple of weeks to properly bury them. They had a huge parade to commemorate and thank those folks for fighting for their freedom. But for some reason, the government in 1966 decided to use Waterloo, New York, as the birthplace of Memorial Day. I'm not sure why that happened.
You know why? Because the reason you're going to watch at 9 o'clock tonight about the Tulsa, Black Wall Street.
Yeah.
How that was done.
Yeah.
So, and again, man, to see so many black people doing things successfully, helping out this country, man, it's to me, it's just amazing, man, to see how we can be so resilient and just keep going. But never do we forget, man, because I guarantee you asked all the brothers that served with me, they said, man, I ain't know you know that. You don't have to tell everything you know. You just have to live that life to be like that, man.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100% on that. And you just said it. That's what I'm going to be doing at 9 o'clock tonight. So anybody that tries to call me, you're going to get that, that quick voicemail, like it ain't even going to ring on your side, because I'm putting the do not disturb on so I can get all the deets on the Tulsa massacre and the destruction, the terroristic destruction of the Black Wall Street.
Right. You are absolutely right, man. And to see those ladies when they show the preview coming up, and the ladies that's 106 and say, they can't get out of their mind. They still hear the screaming. They still hear the shooting, the yelling. I mean, you can only imagine what that would have been like had you been there.
What's crazy about that, L-Dub, is that no one to this day, has been held responsible. Not one arrest, not one trial, not one posthumous conviction, nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing.
And still, you got them up there still trying to stop you from voting. You got the Republicans now that just saying, hey, we don't care about that. We only care about what my kids eat, how they live, and how their grandkids are going to live. And that's the sadness in this world, man. That's the sadness.
Yeah, well, man, I'm praying that change will come one day, brother. I really am. I believe it, that it's going to come one day.
Hey, Sam will roll over in his grave that day, man, because that is the song that we've been singing for years and years. So, and I do believe it will come.
Yeah. Hey, did you see that movie One Night in Miami?
Come on, man. That's the best movie that they showed. I mean, a lot of people didn't like it because it was just, they called it low budget because it stayed in one area, but they missed the message. Right.
I mean, literally, it could have been a monologue in black and white with them sitting in one room, and I would have been on fire, bro. That thing, and I was one of the ones that I don't want to see that. I don't want to get all mad. Right. And then I messed around and watched it, bro. And I'm telling you, that thing gave me a whole lot of just peace. It gave me a whole lot of hope. It lit my fire again, man. I'm not gonna be quiet. You know, I gotta fight like they did that one night in Miami.
Well, it's like Sam. It's one thing to hear it said, but after he heard what Malcolm told him, you see the next time he was on TV, national TV, they said, "Well, do you want to sing another song?" He said, "Yeah, I got to sing something that's coming from my heart." And he sung, "A change has got to come. It's gonna come."
Yeah.
I mean, and to me, that was the movie.
Yeah.
That made the movie.
You're gonna make me watch that one again, Doc. You're gonna make me cue that one up again.
Hey, you deserving of it, man. Everybody's deserving of getting a piece of the pie at least twice, man.
Yeah. Things been good with you and the family, man. How the boys doing?
Hey, they're great, man. Like I said, hopefully, we can talk about that a little later. They're doing great things. My son that's playing football is down there in the Arena League down in Frisco.
Okay.
Somebody that's got YouTube can look at YouTube and look at those Frisco fighters, and they'll see him. He's number 2, and he's doing his thing, trying to get back. And then my other son, man, is doing great things. He's got stuff on the table right now. It's nothing I can put in, black and white right now, but he's got stuff on the table that's gonna make him, take care of his business. So I'm proud, man, of him. Me and my wife are doing great, so we have no complaints.
Yeah, when's the next book coming out, Dad?
Just today, thinking about what I've just told you, because I saw that today and I sent it to a couple of brothers about Memorial Day. I think my book is going to be more on a social level of telling people. I know people are woke, people understand, but no one wants to just say the truth. Just get people to say the truth.
Yeah. Well, man, I tell you, I'll be looking forward to all that. And again, if you want to get the boys on or yourself, we can do that by video anywhere in the world. So just let me know when we can set it up and we'll do it.
Not a problem, AJ, man. Appreciate everything you're doing for the city, yourself, your family, man. Wish you all the best of luck. Man, just keep doing what you're doing.
Man, I appreciate that. One love to you, L-Dub. You be safe out there, man.
You too, brother.
All right now. L-Dub, good dude. Very good dude. I mean, very good dude. And like you said, I love the way he said that, man. Me and the wife, we know much more about stuff than just basketball. I love that. And again, man, God bless you and your wife for your service. As I started the show, he and I both on the same page. Memorial Day is the day that we remember those who gave their lives in service of this country, died in battle, died on a mission, died, defending the freedoms around the world. And we remember them on Memorial Day. Armed Forces Day is the day that you remember folks that are currently serving. And that's in May as well. And then Veterans Day is the day that you remember those that did serve, but maybe retired or whatever the case may be. So just those points of clarity. Hey, Keith Hennick, how you doing? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Kimberly Negrete said, have you heard the history behind Lake Lanier in Georgia? I have not. Somebody texted me earlier, why is it so hard for Black people in places like Tulsa and Rosewood to get reparations? Because they literally have descendants that are still alive that had their property stolen and destroyed and what have you. I can tell you from a federal level why they can't. They got so many more of these massacres around the country than people even know about. I mean, there's so many more than people even know about. Let me go to. I had it previously, but I think Kim Negrete posted it most recently of a few, not even an exhaustive list, but a few of these that have happened. Here we go. So in Detroit, there was one in 1943, New York, 1863, Washington, 1919, Philadelphia, 1985. That was the Black group that they literally dropped a bomb on their house in the middle of a neighborhood in 1985. I remember that. I remember it like it was yesterday. They bombed a residential city, a residential neighborhood, over a group, black group. And please don't give me, oh, well, the black group did this. Do you know what those black people did? No, you don't bomb people in a residential neighborhood over something. You just don't do that. And again, nobody's been held accountable. Memphis, 1866. Atlanta, 1906. Of course, we know about Charleston, 2015. Camilla, Georgia, 1868. OC, Florida, 1920. Rosewood, of course, 1923. St. Bernard Parish, 1868. New Orleans, 1866. Thibodaux, Louisiana, 1887. Opelousas, 1868. Colfax, Louisiana, 1873. Slocum, Texas, 1910. Vicksburg, Mississippi, 1874. Clinton, Mississippi, 1875. Elaine, Arkansas, 1919. East St. Louis, 1917. Memphis, 1866. Springfield, Illinois, 1908. Chicago, 1919. This country literally would go broke paying reparations to all the people that they allowed folks to just absolutely destroy. I'm not saying they shouldn't do it. I'm just saying I know why. So anyway, today is the day. We are holding a memorial, those that gave their life in service, defense of this country, and we are remembering the Tulsa massacre. All right, gonna talk sports as well. When I come back in the second hour, I will talk about that Brooklyn-Boston game. Talk about Milwaukee. Told y'all heading into the playoffs, watch Milwaukee. Milwaukee might have figured it out. They've swept Miami 4-0. They waiting on who's next. What's that song? And you shaking your leg. Who's next? That's Milwaukee right now. And then Portland has let Denver know you ain't going nowhere. Nah, I don't know. Not just yet. Not just yet. Utah up 2-1. We'll get into all that. Astros. I told y'all that San Diego series wasn't going to be no joke. And the Rangers have drastically cooled off. So all that right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Again, if you got somebody celebrating a birthday, somebody in your family, or you celebrating a birthday, hit me up, 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000 for birthdays, or you can text me 832-403-5005. That's 832-403-5005, so we can celebrate and love on your family, your friends, your loved ones on their birthdays. And then, of course, today is the last day that we're doing Media Monday, starting next week. Oh, my goodness, Monday. And, man, there's a whole lot of oh, my goodnesses. Whole lot of oh, my goodnesses. So we'll be doing that. Team Texas Tuesday will have a different name. We'll have a different name. You'll find out what that will be tomorrow. And then, of course, as I've said before, the show will not be broadcast live on my personal Facebook page, but you can catch it on the Lunch Break Sports Talk Show page on Facebook. You can catch it on the radio station, KYOK radio station page on Facebook, or you can catch it live on YouTube for right now. We got some other platforms we'll be bringing to light very, very soon. So that's what we got. Be right back after the top of the hour.
The legendary 1140 AM KYOK Conroe and 92.3 FM K222CX Houston.
The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the host,
guests, and callers who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
When you walk out on that field today, ask yourself this question. What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! I'm going to the house! I'm going to the house! When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We ready? I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up your chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. It's too much crying from him. He's a man. They can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. I'm proud when you step on the field, man. That's war out there. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. You had no work in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We ready? I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
All right, y'all. We're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It is our Media Monday, Memorial Day edition, and it is also the 100th year since the Tulsa massacre in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And that was when Black Wall Street was destroyed. Black people were terrorized and murdered over an alleged incident where allegedly a black boy assaulted a white woman, and there we go. I want to play a little something. Give me just a couple of minutes of your ear and your time to hear this, if you don't mind.
100 years ago this month, the largest single incident of racial violence in American history took place in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's a moment in America's history that's not talked about, but its impact has been felt far and wide.
WGN's Tanya Francisco uncovered a Chicago connection, the place called Black Wall Street.
Tulsa, Oklahoma in the 1920s was on its way to becoming the self-described oil capital of the world. It was a booming cosmopolitan city, especially for African Americans. Former slaves who had been given land after the Civil War developed a section of the city called the Greenwood District. It would later become known as Black Wall Street.
As we think about the current Wall Street in New York City, that's not what this community was. This was a Black Main Street. This was a collection of sole proprietorships, mom and pop operations, movie theaters, dance halls, pool halls, grocery stores, restaurants, dry cleaners, hotels.
One of those hotels was owned by J.B. Stratford, the richest black man in Tulsa. The Stratford Hotel was the largest black-owned and operated hotel in Oklahoma and one of the few black-owned hotels in America.
And it was very popular.
J.B.'s great-granddaughter, Laurel Stratford, a Chicagoan, has proudly kept the family history alive after her aunt gave her a picture of J.B. when she was only 9.
I said, "Oh, this man looks like me." And she said, "No, Laurel, you look like him."
Whites living in Tulsa grew jealous of Black Wall Street's success. That, coupled with a feeling of white supremacy and land lust, made it a powder keg, just waiting to explode. The match was lit on May 30th, 1921, when Dick Rowland, a 19-year-old black shoeshine boy, entered an elevator operated by a young white girl.
Something happened on the elevator. We don't know exactly what. We never will. But it's likely that Dick Rowland brushed up against or bumped into or stepped on the foot of Sarah Page. She overreacted. She began to scream.
Page claimed she was raped. Rowland was arrested. The next day, a local newspaper ran a story that added fuel to the fire. Page later recanted, but it was too late. The white community was up in arms. Hearing talk of lynching, several dozen black men, some of them World War I veterans, marched to the courthouse with weapons in hand to protect Rowland. They were outnumbered by a white mob.
As you might imagine, words were exchanged between the larger white group and the smaller black group. A white man tried to take a black man's gun. The gun discharged, and according to some of the survivors, all hell broke loose after that.
There was looting, burning. Witnesses even reported machine gun fire and bombs being dropped from airplanes. The violence lasted 16 hours, and it was only quelled by the National Guard that was sent in from Oklahoma City. When the dust settled, as many as 300 people were dead, mostly black, several hundred were injured, and 35 city blocks were destroyed. More than 1,200 homes and hundreds of businesses laid in ruin.
Property damage conservatively estimated at the time was $1.5 to $2 million. And depending on how you translate it to present value, it's well into the double-digit millions today.
The Stratford Hotel was reduced to rubble. The violence was blamed on several black businessmen, including J.B. Stratford. They were arrested and charged with inciting the violence. But J.B.'s son, Cornelius Stratford, a lawyer who was living in Chicago, devised a plan to get him out of Tulsa.
My grandfather, his son, came from Chicago in a big, beautiful car. And he had a woman in the back seat with beautiful clothes. So he was pulled out of jail and got underneath the woman's skirt, and he brought him here.
J.B. Stratford died in 1935, but his legacy of success and entrepreneurship lived on. His son Cornelius, also known as C.F. Stratford, argued the landmark Hansberry versus Lee case before the Supreme Court in 1940. It abolished restrictive covenants in Chicago. He also co-founded the National Bar Association and the Cook County Bar Association. His granddaughter, Jewel LaFontant, is the first woman to graduate from the University of Chicago Law School, the first female Deputy Solicitor General of the United States, and was considered by President Nixon as a possible nominee to the Supreme Court. Her son, John Rogers Jr., is the founder and CEO of Chicago-based Ariel Capital Management, the first and the largest minority-run mutual fund managing assets of more than $15 billion. He also sits on several corporate boards.
Knowing our roots, where we came from, strengthens us and gives us a course of possibility.
The Greenwood District was rebuilt, hitting its peak in the 1940s, but many still don't know about the Tulsa Race Massacre, which historians say is by far the largest single incident of racial violence in American history. Recently, a Centennial Commission was created to promote educational awareness and revitalization of the Greenwood District. Hannibal Johnson, who has written 3 subjects on Black Wall Street, is a member.
History is not simply something that occurred in the past. History is part of who and what we are today. So what are the lessons that we can take from this particular history and confront the challenges that we face in the modern era?
Tanya Francisco, WGN News.
Well, I appreciate them, WGN News in Chicago, for that documentary. I wanted to use it because it literally tied the Tulsa Massacre to a couple of different things. Military black men served in World War I, got their guns and went out and tried to defend one of their own who was falsely accused. Now, for those who say, well, if they hadn't done that, there have been plenty of times when white militias have gone out and exacted justice or defense of one of their own. So that was not uncommon in those days, but it was those black military men that went and tried to protect that life of that young 19-year-old young man who was falsely accused. And the person recanted, but that did not stop that group of thugs, that group of racists, that group of people from destroying that entire community. The Greenwood District, Black Wall Street. The part that I also liked was how they talked about what came out of that, how J.B. Stratford's children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren have gone on to do successful things. So for anybody that feels like that once something dies in an era or in a generation, it's dead. No, the legacy can live on in people like you and me. That DNA is still in us. We can still reclaim our inheritance. Those young people went on and did some great things, became the first at this and the first at that and the largest at this and the, possible even Supreme Court nomination. So, like I said, I'm going to be in front of the tube tonight, 9 o'clock, checking out even more as we remember 100 years ago, today, and tomorrow, because that massacre didn't happen in just a day. It took 2 days for them to wipe out, 43 square blocks, millions of dollars in damage, 300 plus lives lost. Kim DeGret said it wasn't only about rape, it was also about the audacity to be successful after slavery. And what kills me is folks will tell you, you got to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. That's what they were doing in the Greenwood District before people who were jealous of black folks being that successful decided to use that as an excuse to come and destroy their success. It's what they were doing in Rosewood before people decided to take it upon themselves to destroy their success, and in other areas. So again, this is not an indictment against everyone white. It is not. And it troubles me that folks think that frank discussion about race and racism and slavery and massacres is somehow detrimental to our society today. I dare use the words critical race thinking theory. Folks get real worried about that. I'm not going to get into it. I know there are a lot of communities and legislations that are banning it. You can ban it. It's not being taught in any mainstream school district today. It is not. It is not. You're banning something that has not happened. The discussion is not going to stop because you don't allow it to be taught in schools. So anyway, take a break. We'll be right back with more right after this on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. You can tell we're more than just sports. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, this is Claude Cummings Jr., Vice President of Communication Workers of America District 6. Trey and I are inviting you to listen in to our new political talk show, Power to the People Political Hour.
Hello, this is Trey Daniels from the Daniels Group. Yes, Claude, the show will be hard-hitting and informative, talking about national and local political issues of the day, week, and month. Interviews will be with pastors, community leaders, elected officials, and political operatives. You know, Claude, a part of our responsibility is informing the citizenry and give them power to the people.
That's right, Trey. We're asking that you listen in on 1140 AM, 92.3, or streaming on KYOKradio.org, Thursdays at 10 a.m.
Give the people time. Give people what they want.
The legendary KYOK, 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
Christ, we are victors and not victims. We are the head and not the tail. We are above and not beneath. We depend on God alone and not the world systems. UCA is a nonprofit faith-based organization that is committed to restoring, promoting, and protecting America's traditional values of God, family, and country in urban areas. We desire to empower, educate, shape, and mold the minds of future generations. Join our mission at www.urbconusa.org. All donations are tax deductible. This is Sean Scott, co-founder of Urban Conservatives of America. God bless.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Jonathan McReynolds here. Make room for the lunch break right here on the legendary KYOK.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK, all new 92.3 FM, streaming live, KYOKradio.org. Catch us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Well, we're not doing Twitter yet. That's going to be coming. Instagram, not yet. Going to be doing that soon. YouTube, there we go. I done hit every platform we're not doing yet. Folks been introducing me to Twitch and all these other platforms, man. I'm about to hit them all. We about to hit them all. Yep. So anyway, having a good time on this Memorial Day. Pray that your Memorial Day celebration, however you are enjoying your Memorial Day, is what you need it to be. If you're resting, good for you. If you've gone out and been a part of Memorial Day commemorations, good for you. If you're barbecuing, good for you. If you're just doing a whole lot of nothing, good for you. If you're working, like me, hey, holla at you, shouting out to you, all right? All right, the greatest, Tulsa, Oklahoma, 1921. Yeah, 100 years ago today and tomorrow, because it was May 31st and June 1st that community was destroyed. So anyway, let's talk about this Brooklyn-Boston game. Brooklyn up 3-1 after dropping 141 on the Celtics, beat them 141-126, lead the series 3-1. And, just to kind of hit the box score and do that. Big night, of course, for Kevin Durant. 42 in the win. He was 14 from 20 from the field, 3 for 3 from 3. They got 39 from Kyrie. I knew Kyrie was going to go off because he didn't play well in game number 3. First game back in the Gardens with fans in the stands. Kyrie didn't have one of his better games, but I knew game 4 he was going to go off. 39 points, 11 assists 11 rebounds in the win. He shot 50% from 3-point, and then James Harden had a good game, 23 points, 18 assists in the win, and he was 8 for 12 from the field. Brooklyn also got 14 from Harris, 14 from Brown, 7 rebounds from Brown as well. Harris only missed 1 3 in the win. Just a complete game. Everybody for the Celtics starting lineup except Blake, had 14 or more. You got 14, 23, 39, and 42. That's well-rounded. Boston, on the other hand, Jason Tatum cannot do it by himself. Dude dropped 40, added 7 rebounds, but he got 16 from Fournier and 16 from Smart, and then they got 11 off the bench from Naismith, 10 from Parker, and really nobody else. Nobody else. You can't outscore Brooklyn with that kind of production. You can't outscore Brooklyn with that lineup. You can't. Jason Tatum, Tristan Thompson, Evan Fournier, Langford, and Marcus Smart. That's your starting lineup against Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, James Harden, Harrison, Griffin. I'm not saying you can go out and get better players, but, it's no surprise that this series is going the way it's going. And watch this, Willie Gibson, if you're listening, and Todd Malcolm, if you're listening. And even Boston's got the better head coach. Brad Stevens is definitely the better of the basketball minds over Steve Nash. But when you got ballers like that over there in Brooklyn, you're going to get outcomes like that in that game. 141-126, 3 games to 1 lead. Now, got to take a break, and I'll talk about what we used to call the B-side of the album, the B-side of the record, the flip side, after this on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK, all new 92.3 FM.
Table Talk with your boy TD Blackshear every Tuesday from 10 to 11 a.m. on the legendary KYOK 1140 a.m. and 92.3 FM. See you there.
In need of tires? Check out OMG Tire Services and more. New and used tires, all the name brands you desire, located at 3126 Tidwell between 59 North and Jensen. Give them a call at 832-767-3211. Top-notch service from beginning to end. When you're done, get your car hand-washed inside and out at OMG Tire Services and more. Located at 3126 Tidwell between 59 North and Jensen. Call 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. Conveniently located on the north side.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Radio stations in one.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. You've got to remember to do your testing, and you always need to be sticking your fingers. The new way to live your life with diabetes is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body, and it continuously monitors your glucose levels, helping you spend more time in range and freeing you from painful finger pricks. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call U.S. Medical Supply today for a free benefits check. We offer free shipping, 90-day supplies, and we bill Medicare or your insurance directly. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. That's 800-633-1378.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me Show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me Show, right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 AM, and the all-new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Todd Delaney, and right now you're listening to the Lunch Break Sports Talk Show with AJ on the legendary KYOK.
Let me clear my throat. SD, let me clear my throat. Tim DeGrack, let me clear my throat. All right, y'all. Let me get out that East Coast swing, go beat, hip hop back in the day. Y'all don't know about that. Y'all don't know nothing about that. That's my era right there. All right. So anyway, back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK, all new 92.3 FM, streaming live on KYOKradio.org. Don't forget to check out the Not So Christian and Me show on Saturdays from 1 to 2. Man, that brother Larry Scott and Denise and Natasha, man, they do a phenomenal job. They had a great young man on there this past Saturday, and I tell you, they do a great job. Love that show, Not So Christian and Me show. Great guests, great programming, great show. You don't want to miss it. All right, so we were talking about the Brooklyn-Boston matchup, 141-126, Brooklyn over Boston. They lead that series 3 games to 1. After the game, folks walking off, minding their own business, just trying to go to the shower. get on the plane, head back home. Just had a good game, high scoring, highlights like crazy. A Boston fan decided he wanted to throw a bottle of water at Kyrie Irving when he was about to go to the tunnel. And his behind got arrested. He got arrested. And earlier today, it was announced that he was charged with a felony. Get this information. 21-year-old male who threw a water bottle at Kyrie faces assault and battery with a dangerous weapon charge and will be arraigned Tuesday in Boston, the police department said. A second fan in Boston was also arrested Sunday night due to assault and battery of a police officer. And of course, you got a bunch of fans that don't think that that's what should happen. Bunch of fans who don't think that's what should happen. Bob from Boston says, bruh, isn't this a little excessive? Eric Sidewater, who obviously is some type of attorney. Let me look at Eric's. This dude works in a golf supply shop. He fitting people for club. Here's Eric, the wannabe attorney. Quite literally, 0% chance this is battery. No harmful touching, contact, or causation. 3 of the 4 elements are absent. This is complete PR move by the NBA. Bruh, I'm sorry, Eric, Mr. Club Fitter. Nothing wrong with the occupation, but I didn't know you had to go to law school to be a club fitter, or that club fitters were the same thing as an attorney. It's not a PR move by the NBA because the NBA didn't do it. The NBA doesn't have the right to arrest people. The NBA doesn't have the right to charge people, and the NBA doesn't have a jail to hold people. So it's not a PR move by the NBA. It was the officials in the Boston Gardens that decided to get these yahoos out of there and lock them up. Mr. Eric Sidewater, club fitter. I don't get what it takes for decent people who take money, spend it, buy a ticket to a game, go down to an arena, and watch a sporting event, what it will take to get them to take some common sense with them. The dude threw a bottle of water from a higher elevation than a man walking down. And if you knew anything about physics, you know it literally becomes like a projectile. And it might be able to do a little bit more harm than if you take it in your hand and you just hit somebody over the head with it. But Mr. Pipe Fitter here, a club fitter, seems to be the expert in law. James Burke, dangerous weapon, LOL. Bowl World. So a water bottle is a dangerous weapon now? Here's somebody who says the NBA has made this a clear policy year after year since Malice at the Palace. Y'all might think it's excessive, but at some point, the hammer needs to be put down. This is the 4th incident this week alone. Luke Kavalevsky, Mr. U2ism. What aboutism? So Myles Garrett almost legit killed someone by hitting them in the head with a helmet, no charges, but a guy drops a water bottle on an NBA player and he gets charged with assault with a deadly weapon, L, M, and some other letters. A, Myles Garrett didn't literally almost kill anybody. B, so what Myles Garrett did, this is a crime in Boston, not in Cleveland. And D, what does that even, what letter are we on? What letter are we on? Are we on C? Are we on D? Are we on E, F, or G? What are you telling me? So I can't hold this guy accountable because they didn't hold Myles Garrett accountable? What kind of world are we living in? So people are mad that they can't come to a sporting arena and throw bottles at the players. Like, oh, hey, I should be able to do that. That's not a deadly weapon, and I bought my ticket. Let's flip the script. Let's let the players sit in the stands and watch the fans on the court and let them throw bottles at you. And let me hear you and your, hey, what are you doing, buddy? Are you kidding me? That's not called for. Hey, that's unnecessary, pal. Stop it. You don't have to hit me with the water, guy. But when a fan does it, it's what are you talking about now? Now a water bottle is a dangerous weapon? Oh my God, that's hilarious. Oh, they didn't do anything to Myles Garrett. He literally almost killed somebody. Oh, the 3 of the 4 elements for assault are not there. There's zero chance this will stand up in a court of law. Are you an attorney? No, I'm a club fitter. Shut up. Go fit some clubs. Leave the legal stuff to the lawyers, maybe. Here's the bottom line. You keep playing stupid games, you're going to keep getting stupid prizes. And it is no longer acceptable for you. You can't do that at the zoo. Can you throw bottles of water at animals? Why do you think you should get to throw them at grown people? Oh, I get it. Because you see grown people as less than animals. It is your right to buy a ticket, go down to an arena, and be entertained because your life sucks so bad that you need 3 or 4 hours to get away from your wife, to get away from your kids, to get away from your miserable existence. And you should be allowed to do whatever it is you want to do because you paid $100 to get away from your life for 3 hours. Sucks to be you. I suggest you quit buying basketball tickets and football tickets and baseball tickets and maybe buy a therapist for an hour. You can do it online. You can do it via telehealth. Man, you can do it over the phone. But to sit here and try to justify a thug, a derelict of justice, a derelict to society, acting like a complete idiot, throwing a bottle of water at a multi-million-dollar professional. All of you who think like that should be absolutely ashamed of yourselves, and it's time to stop dancing around the truth. I don't care what you post. I don't care what you think. I don't care what you say. You're wrong. This guy should be arrested. His friend should be arrested. It's what you would want done if somebody did it to you. You wouldn't be talking about, oh, it's just a bottle of water. They didn't hit me. It's okay. And if they had hit me, it's just a bottle of water. And oh, yeah, by the way, they didn't arrest Myles Garrett when he literally hit somebody over the head with a helmet. So it's okay. Not at all. You got people telling folks to put their dog on a leash. And then the person gets mad because they got called out and they call the police and lie and say that they were assaulted. You got people who don't want to wear a mask in the middle of a global pandemic. And they're running around in grocery stores and the mall and all this other stuff, fighting people over not wearing masks, and you want a multi-million-dollar professional to be okay with people throwing water on them and water bottles and spitting on them and dropping popcorn on their head. You want them to be okay with that? Sorry. Not today. Not tomorrow. Not next week. And while I'm at it, let me throw in the TNT Game Day crew. Charles Barkley, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Ernie Johnson. They literally said they don't know what can be done to stop this from happening. Charles literally almost said that the players need to get over it. He didn't say it, but he literally implied it. Let me say something. Just be quiet. If you don't have solutions or ideas that could possibly be solutions, then be quiet. Or better yet, let him come in the studio and throw stuff at you. There have been times I've wanted to throw stuff at Charles Barkley, but I know better. I was raised better. So here's the deal. I got to give love to Kendrick Perkins, Big Perk, formerly of the Boston Celtics, who said, I hate that this is happening. I hate they're doing this to their players. It even happened to his family, his wife, when she was pregnant. And he said the solution, though, he said, I'm a solutions person. The solution is maybe you put the families in a press box, or not a press box, but a suite at the arena. That's for the families, and I agree. That's a solution. It's viable. Hey, trust me, the NBA, the teams, the arena can afford it. Do it. But that doesn't change what happens to the players when they're walking off the court or when they're standing on the sideline and somebody decides they're going to do something crazy, say something crazy, spit on somebody. There's a couple of incidents that come to mind when a tennis player was sitting on her bench. A fan came out of the stands and stabbed her in the back, injured her, almost killed her. There was a baseball coach that was the first baseman coach down the first baseline. He was a coach right there, and a father and a son came out of the stands and beat the coach up while the game was going on. And of course, we know about the malice in the palace. Some fan thought it was a real good idea to throw a water bottle down at Ron Artest and Ben Wallace and them cats. And surprise, surprise, how his eyes looked when they came up in the stands after him. Now, I'm not condoning that. I promise you, I'm not condoning. It should not ever have to happen. But those are 3 incidents off the rip of why this is beyond unacceptable, and it is time for the league to step in and do something about it. Oh, I hope Chrissy ain't looking right now. Oh, tell baby girl, don't look right now. I'm cutting up right now. Hey, Chrissy, happy birthday, baby. Poppy say hey. Anyway, I digress. It doesn't tamp down. It expands. When you don't stop it or do something to curtail it or dissuade it, it expands. People are bolder now. They want to do this and they want to do that. And if they get away with, oh man, did you see me? I was the one that threw the bottled water at Kyrie Irving. How dare him say racism in Boston? Yeah, we're the Celtics. He ain't saying that now. His tail is in jail if he hadn't posted bail, and he's got an arraignment tomorrow. That's how he's spending his holiday. It is a deterrent. It is an action to try and stop other people from doing it. Seeing him get walked out in handcuffs was lovely. Why? because hopefully somebody else with a deranged mentality will see that and say, you know what, I bet not need to try that. I might not need to try that. I got another solution, idea. Since the NBA doesn't seem to have any solutions, maybe, just maybe, the players should start filing charges themselves against the culprits. See, the arena and the police department did that this time. But maybe the players go back and file civil and or criminal charges against the people that do that. Oh, well, AJ, so now you're saying that the NBA is going to start suing the fans? No, didn't say the NBA should sue the fans. The NBA doesn't seem to have an idea on what to do to stop it. I'm saying the players who have their families assaulted and harassed and humiliated and spit on and cussed at and all this other stuff that's not necessary to be able to watch a game because you got a bunch of crazy folks who don't know how to govern themselves outside their own homes. Civil suits. Criminal where applicable. And suffer the consequences. Let the justice system bring about justice. If that bottle of water had hit Kyrie Irving, don't just arrest him. I'll see him in court. Oh, it was just a bottle of water. It was a weapon. He used it in an aggressive way. So now it doesn't just become a bottle of water. Fullest extent of the law. Whatever the law allows, let's get it. And then maybe, just maybe, some folks will find something else to do with their miserable lives that they have to try and buy a way out of for 3 or 4 hours for $100 a pop. I'm sorry that you think it's okay to go down to an arena and treat other people the way that some of you all treat them. And I'm just talking to the ones who know you do this. I'm not talking to the ones that go down there and act like they got some sense. Keep playing stupid games, you're going to keep getting stupid prizes. I think that the players should turn it up. File charges until the league comes up with a better solution. Just got back in arenas, just got back able to go down to games, and this is how people act. All right. All right, don't let that First Amendment get you locked up. And definitely don't let that Second Amendment fool you. People always want to call that, oh, my Second Amendment. Okay, so are other people. Shouldn't come down to that. It's a basketball game. It's a football game. It's a baseball game. Sit there and enjoy the game. That's all you got to do. None of this will even matter if you just sit there and enjoy the game. Be right back right after this on lunch break.
1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legendary KYOK.
If your loved one has passed away due to COVID-19, pay close attention to this message. You could be entitled to a death benefit of over $300,000. The U.S. government has set up a fund to pay families relief if they've lost a loved one due to COVID-19. We know this is a hard time for you, and this fund has been set up by the federal government to help ease your pain. The compensation includes a death benefit and lost wages benefit. Time is limited, so we urge you to make a free phone call right now. There's no cost to you for this claim. All legal fees are only covered once you receive your money. So if you've lost a loved one due to COVID-19, call the legal helpline right now to find out if you qualify for a cash award. Here's our number, 800-876-7047, 800-876-7047, 800-876-7047. That's 800-876-7047. Paid for by the IPG Law Group.
The legendary KYOK, 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
This is Jasmine Ortiz from Baytown, and you're listening to The Lunch Break.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Let me get ready to go. Let me get ready to get out of here, man. It got me hot under my collar. I'm trying to have a good day. Trying to remember those who gave their life for our country on Memorial Day. Trying to remember those who had their lives taken 100 years ago today in the Tulsa Massacre. The assault on Black Wall Street, the Black Wall Street. Milwaukee swept Miami 4-0 after beating the Heat 120-103. 120-103. Milwaukee has sent the Miami Heat on home. Can't be mad. Can't be mad because Milwaukee took care of their business again, and they did it without their starting point guard, DiVincenzo, who was out for the rest of the series. Giannis, triple-double, 20 points, 12 rebounds, 15 assists. He was 0 for 4 from 3. Giannis is in that same boat that I put Julius Randle and RJ Barrett. 5 and under, all right. Over 5, not good. Don't need you hitting 18 threes, taking 18 threes. Middleton, 20 points, 11 rebounds in the win. Brooks Lopez went off. Lopez, 25 points, 8 rebounds, and none of them came from 3. Big man, get in the middle. Let's get it. Drew Holiday, 11 points, 9 assists. And then off the bench, they got 22 points from Bryn Forbes. 22. 7 for 14 from 3. That's the three-point shooter right there. Get it, bro. Portis was 3 for 7 from 3 with 13 off the bench. That's balanced scoring right there. That's balanced scoring. Jimmy Butler had a very quiet triple-double, 12 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. Bam Adebayo, 20 and 14. Goran Dragic, 13. He got 11 from Trevor Ariza. Nunn had 18. Tyler Hero, what happened to him? Remember when Miami didn't want to trade Tyler Hero to the Rockets for James Harden? They didn't want that deal. They wanted to hang on to Tyler Hero. Imagine Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, and James Harden right about now. Or don't imagine it because Brooklyn got him and you don't have to worry about it. Miami's got to go after Kawhi Leonard. Miami has got to go out after Kawhi Leonard. Miami cannot retool with what they have. And I know Victor Oladipo didn't play, and he was some of the answer to that. That wasn't enough of an answer right there. That's like, how much is that? $10? Oh, I got $8.50. Okay. It's $10. Well, I got $8.50. It's $10. You're close. You go get something, but you ain't got enough to get this. And that's where Miami is. They're going to have to go out and get Kawhi Leonard. At least try. Pat Riley got to try to go get Kawhi Leonard. Man, again, I can't be mad at Milwaukee because they were playing well down the stretch. Took Brooklyn out a couple of times. I know, well, they weren't full strength. They didn't have Harden and Kawhi, and Kyrie and Durant. Okay. All right. We'll see. It's playoff time. It's playoff time. Utah up 2-1 on Memphis, beating them 121-111. Utah trying to show everybody why they were the top team in the NBA this year. And then also you've got the series between Portland and Denver is tied. Series between Portland and Denver is tied as well. 2 games each after Portland beat Denver 115-95. Portland beating Denver 115-95. Let's look at the box score on that one. 29 from Nick Powell. 21 from C.J. McCallum. Dame Lillard had a tough scoring night, 1 for 10 from the field, but 10 points, 8 rebounds, 10 assists. That's what I like about Dame and some other guys like him. When the shot ain't there, they'll do some other stuff. Shots not falling. Let me become the dish master. Carmelo off the bench, 12 points, 5 for 11 from the field, 2 for 5 from 3. They got the wins, all the counts, because they did play some good defense. Joker was held to 16-9. So all of those are going to be good series. All of those are going to be good series. So let me tell you what you got tonight. You got Philadelphia and Washington. Philadelphia up 3-0, and you got Utah and Memphis. Again, Utah 2-1 up on Memphis. The game is in Memphis too. Game is in Memphis. So Grizzlies, Memphis grind. You got to get in there and get it. Got to get in there and get it. I got Philadelphia wrapping it up tonight on the Wizards. I got Grizzlies tying it up tonight with Utah. That's what I got. Tomorrow, June 1st, Lakers at Phoenix. I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna go Phoenix at home. I'm going Phoenix at home. And then you got Celtics at Brooklyn, down 1-3. Down 3-1. I'm sorry. It's like I'm from another country. I got Brooklyn wrapping that one up. And then Portland in Denver. I wouldn't be surprised if Portland takes a 3-2 lead. I wouldn't be surprised if Portland goes up 3-2. Astros avoided getting swept by the Padres with a 7-4 win yesterday. But, man, Astros got drove. The Astros got drove over the weekend. I know y'all don't want to hear that, Houston Astros fans. Where's my new friend Lydia? She is an avid Astros fan. Lydia, the Astros got drove over the weekend. They got beat 10-3 in 11 innings. Let that sink in. You're in extra innings, and then all of a sudden you give up 7 runs in 1 inning. Then they lost to the Padres 11-8 in 12. Again, gave up a bunch of runs late, and then they beat the Padres 7-4. They got Boston tonight. Number 1 team in the AL East. Got Boston tonight, or number 2 team. I think the Rays are number 1. Let me get the standings. Yeah, the Rays are number 1 in the East. Game up on Boston. In other words, this one ain't gonna be easy because Boston doesn't like the Astros as much as the Astros don't like Boston. So that'll be tonight, today, 3:10, a little bit after 3 o'clock, and a little bit over an hour. Those two will get at it. And then the Rangers have now lost 6 in a row. Remember when the Rangers swept the Astros? They haven't won since. They have not won since. I just got checked. I just got chin checked. Hold on. Like somebody grabbed my collar, tightened up my top of my collar, and lifted me up. Had my chin all up in the air. Let me read this thing. Oh no! Exclamation point. You don't want that smoke, AJ. You better leave Lydia and her Astros alone. All right, so let this be our little secret. Don't tell her I talked about it. I now see the error of my ways. I was hearing voices. Hold on, let me sip some water. I was abducted by aliens. I got mad cow. I ate some bad beef back in the day. I'm going through some things. Did I say I was abducted by aliens? I got a couple of other conditions I can't put out on the radio because, it is the radio. So let's just let this be our little secret that I did not say anything about Lydia's Astros, please. In fact, let's treat this like a court of law. When somebody says, I committed the crime, and there's some kind of technicality and the judge say, oh, y'all just strike that from the record. Like, we not going to listen to the fact that this dude just confessed? All right, let me strike that from the record. Please. Pretty please. I ain't mean it. I said it, but I didn't mean it. Since I got caught, I didn't mean it. I'm sorry I got caught. Okay? Don't tell her. In fact, on that note, let me go. Let me just go. I'm gonna just go. Y'all chill out. Deuces. Again, on this Memorial Day, we remember the servicemen and women that gave their life to fight for our freedoms around the world. And of course, those who fought domestically in the Civil War and that. You know, I honor the brave men and women that dug those Union soldiers up back in 1865 and took the time to bury them properly and then commemorate their sacrifice fighting for the freedom of slaves. We continue to commemorate those who fight for our freedoms. Also, we remember those who lost their lives in the Tulsa Massacre 100 years ago today. Over 300 Black people, men and women, killed over a lie. Over a lie. The Greenwood District, they said it was rebuilt and was thriving again, but it hadn't been the same. It hadn't been the same. Donnie McClurkin up next with the Donnie McClurkin Show. He'll give you the best in gospel music, latest in the gospel music industry. Donnie does his thing every Monday through Friday from 2 to 3. In the morning, you got Erica Campbell and Griff, and then you got Dr. Sylvia Cole with Call to Inspire. And then your boy will be back with a brand new edition of Tuesdays. Again, if you're listening via AM 1140, 92.3, or streaming live on KYOKradio.org, you don't need to do a thing. Keep doing what you've been doing. Thank you for your support. If you're listening on Facebook, it will no longer be on my personal Facebook page after today. Tomorrow it won't be there. You got to go to the KYOK Radio Facebook page or the Lunch Break Sports Talk Show Facebook page, or go to YouTube. The Lunch Break with AJ. The Lunch Break with AJ on YouTube, and you can find us there. All right. As always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. Hey, wear your mask where you're supposed to. Wash your hands like you're supposed to. Give people their distance. And when you see the racism, kill it. Not the person or the people, the racism. How you do that? You don't carry it. You don't laugh about it. You don't joke about it. You stop it. All right? Y'all be blessed. We'll talk to you tomorrow. All right, y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me on Memorial Day. I really appreciate it. SD, I'm going to get out of here before I get in more trouble. All right, y'all. Y'all take care. All right, y'all.